So the first 30 was 3 months of juvenile because of the weed or whatever.
You were not a problem child.
No.
So it's not like you had like a record or whatever.
No, but I knew how to turn on bikes without the keys.
So, Bart Talks. Wake up, wake up. I'm here with you. You know who you are. I hope I know who you are. Simone Caporale. Let me go down the list of the Instagram. Okay. Around the world can I imagine Boadas and La Catedral cocktails. Essencia. Sips.
Flavor Blaster,
Flavor Blaster. Amaro Santori.
Muy Liqueurs.
Muyu. I knew that was something I was missing. Muyu. That's it. There's no more.
These are the personal project where I'm
Sure, I'm
directly
just
involved.
going down the list. But here we are. We are in Essencia right now. I think very, very. Thank you so much for having me. I know that you haven't properly filmed here yet,
No.
anything like that. So,
No.
if I'm not mistaken, you're from Lake Como.
I'm from north of Italy, from Lake Como,
Lake
yes.
Como, right? But that's a massive lake, and there's so many different towns around it. I couldn't find exactly.
It's a massive lake with very tiny villages.
Right,
It's
okay.
a contrast, basically.
Yeah.
I was born in a village called Mezzegra, where it's famous for two things, actually three things. The first one, that's where they captured Mussolini at the end of the Second World War.
No way.
The second one, which I'm most proud of, is the fastest ever race boat were built in this village by some boat builder that are legends.
How big is the village?
Oh, maybe 3-4 kilometers wide, small, very tiny.
Okay, but then but how many people like?
Oh, 2,000. And the third one is that Simone Caporale was born there. No, that's.
But how old were you until you? So give me that earlier part of your.
I'm a gypsy of Lake Como because I've changed so many times houses and school there that I live in 1, 2, 3, 5 houses and changed 3 schools in the radius of 10 kilometers. 10 kilometers.
And that is because of yourself or your parents? Or?
No, because I like to change house basically.
Okay.
Just for fun, moving is fun,
Why would you change schools so much in such a small area?
Well,
How many schools are there?
no, back then there were more than today. But what's fun is the fact that if you get used to, at that young age, if you get used to change and relocate, you continuously make new friends. But at the same time, I have only maybe 1 or 2 best friends of my life because I never had a chance to build up with them. So basically, you grow up you develop in yourself the not need of. I can stay by myself. I grew up by myself ultimately without bonding a lot with the kids because of this constant moving. And is it good, is it bad? I don't know, but you develop this kind of skill to make friends and at the same time be happy with the fact that you might not have friends.
How did you get into the nightclubs? I'm trying to create a timeline,
So 2003, Lake Como, I was 15. No, 2001. Very bored. It's a very boring area, especially for the kids. So what we do, we go out with friends and we decide to go and steal a motorbike. And we broke into a garage, into a private property, which is the first crime basically, because you enter private property.
Breaking into it.
We pull out the motorbike, and I always been good with mechanics and electric stuff. So we bypass the cable and then we.
You managed to do it the old school style.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And then, who takes you? So just we turn it on. I give it to one of my friends, and we drove to the next village. We hide it the next day. We dismantled it into pieces. We sold some parts, whatever. We made disappear the chassis, and that's it. Nobody knew about it. Months later, friends of mine, they was having some marijuana or something, and but the police was following a bigger person, and throughout the conversation of his phone, they got my friend's phone number. Who started to investigate because of the weed or whatever. Guess what? This idiot kept at home as for a souvenir the plate of the bike.
Fuck me.
So then they started to investigate. And I remember I went home from school and my mom, first of all, I think she threw me the shoes or something. She was crying. So what happened? I said, we gotta go to the police station because your friend Martino got picked up by the police and I don't want them to come here, so we gotta go. So I went to this club and I was looking for a job. And I see the bartender and said, I'm looking for a job. So what can you do? I've been a waiter in my father's pastry. My father never had a pastry. He was make ice cream in California, but never had a pastry. And I can do, I can do wash up or whatever. So okay, so he got me a job. That's how I started.
And you were 15?
I was 16.
16.
Yeah, but the crime was made at the age of 15. And we went also to the court of the underage court,
Yeah, for juveniles.
the trials. And I saw passing by adolescent with a handcuff. I said, fuck, this can be me. Why put myself in such a mess? And he gave me, and then they gave us.
Little moment.
So basically, the first verdict is it what they give you by law, and then they regroup together, and then they give you the final verdict. So the first verdict was 3 months of juvenile for each of us. Fuck.
That's fucking crazy.
And
How
then,
many of you was there?
3 of us, four of us. And then the parents be like crying, no? So 3 months. And then moments later, call it 20 minutes, 15, I don't remember, the PM is the Primo Ministero, the Prime Minister of the law, whatever, the judge.
Local guy.
Said, okay, good conduct, they sent us to do some social work, cleaning, but we never did actually.
Community
community service.
Community service.
But we never been called about it.
But you were not a problem child.
No.
So it's not like you had like a record or whatever.
No. But I knew how to turn on bikes without the keys.
And, well, I don't know if this is true or not because I don't know the history of Italy very well, but there was a huge immigration outside of Italy of young people in the last, well, no, I don't know the last, but like the time when you were moving to London. A lot of my Italian friends that I know have said that even moved to London, London was a destination for a lot of people to go.
And there was a financial crisis in Europe in 2007.
I remember that, yeah. 2008, the recession, the big crash.
Something like that. And that's when more people went abroad, yeah. But ultimately, don't wait for the recession to go abroad. Explore, explore. Especially I love Italy. That's why I was born. But for some reason, still very small in certain type of mindset. Even big cities, It's up to you. You can. I never fit in actually. I never fit in. Never.
There was one thing I wanted to ask you. First of all, why did you come to London?
I come to London. I moved to London because I was in Italy. I was going often as a guest to a beautiful cocktail bar, and we're speaking about London, this and that. And before that, I was living in Spain, and they said you should go to London if you like cocktails. You should move to London. And so I go to Italy. I go to this bar, and we see a copy of a Difford's guide.
Oh, the old school one.
And the beautiful black and white, beautiful texture, beautifully printed magazine. And there was pictures of the cabinet room.
The one.
With the stage there, and I remember everyone was taking care of how to move the page because you don't want to spoil, you don't want to ruin this magazine. And this bar owner had a friend in London called Agostino Perrone.
The one
I didn't know.
The one and only.
And he gave me 2 things. He gave me a Galliano book. It was a small cocktail book made by Galliano. However, all the content was made by Agostino Perrone. And he took photos of many Italian bartenders they were featured in this book. I said, with this book, I can go to London. I can name of him. There was a Luca Cordiglieri, Agostino Perrone, Manuel
Chinatown, Luca.
Yeah. I said, I should go. There's the name of the bar, there's the name of the person. I will go and ask for them, and I can try a drink from all of them. That's what I did, basically.
That's amazing.
And so with this cocktail guide, or whatever, it for me was my Google map to go and find the bartender and meet them, and then obviously asked if I could get a job. And so I did. And Esther Medina, and she wasn't easy to, which I still have the book home. She said, okay, she gave me the chance, and I worked with her.
Where was she at the time?
A roast, a restaurant on top of the Borough Market. And this restaurant is at a bar, and she was managing the bar.
So, okay, before we get into this new chapter of your life, why cocktails?
Well, why I started to work in this bar in Lake Como. I told you to pay my debt
Yes.
with the law, and I love it. And I saw there was a logic behind. There was a discipline. There were rules. There were recipe. There was a system. You know, it was kind of an American bar, meaning like a sweet and sour mix, mechanics build. That was nice, and then I like it a lot. And then I realized that when I finish school, I should take this more into serious, and because I know there's much more I can do.
I don't see the point in asking you about the artisan. We didn't know each other, but I was lucky enough to be in the same country, and could see what you guys were doing. And I'd been in your bar, actually, when you won the first year, the second. Every year you won, I've been in the bar. I've seen the menus, like following sort of what the bar was doing. I think what people sometimes don't realize is that a bartender now in 2024, looking what you guys were doing in 2014, 15, 16, 17.
12, 13, and 14.
Also 12, 13, sorry.
10 years ago.
Well, I mean, like, they were not there at the time. They were not living concurrently and experiencing that concurrently. Back then, the number one destination or the top two destinations to go would be New York or London for inspiration.
Yeah.
You physically went to the bars.
You know what happened to me? You said this not long ago here at Sips. I was on a table taking the order, and she asked me for some recommendations. So she went to the menu and she said, "Oh yeah, this one, yeah, I already saw it on Instagram." I said, "Yeah, but you didn't try it." People don't want to leave; they just want to see and scroll, and this is, it terrifies me. But because back then, Instagram, yeah, maybe we have some Facebook or something, but there were no cocktails on Instagram. There were no cocktails at all on Instagram. I think I did Instagram in 2014, after I did this, after I won the International Bartender of the Year in New Orleans. And back then, my wife said, you should start to do Instagram because, okay, so I didn't know what it was. So she did a profile for me, and after 2 days, I remember I had like 6,000 followers in 2 days. It was like,
That's amazing.
because everybody was looking for the name.
How do you deal with sometimes when you become what I would call a celebrity within a subculture, or in any way celebrity, shape or form? Even if you disagree with that status, you know, I think that's the way the community treats you. People start coming up to you and being like, projecting shit on you. You know, they're like, oh, you're this, you're that. You know, like the selfies, the emotions, how do I be like you? You know, like things like this. Has that happened to you? I assume so.
Yeah.
How do you deal with it? How does it make you feel? Because, you know, sometimes even comments like, oh, it's easy for the best in the world, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Well, it's easy it's easy for the best in the world, but it's not easy to become one of the best in the world. And definitely you don't reach it in 2 or 3 years. Many people didn't realize, or maybe skipped a very important step. I can say we, but like my colleagues, let's speaking for myself, I've been doing this for 21 years already. And the first 7, 8 years, 10 years, they were a disaster. Like what bartender can be for most of us. I mean, not a disaster, just a word. So not that overnight things happen. Just try. And now my question is, and I asked, it's not a question, it's a reflection. 20 years later, how many of my colleagues I can still see as a colleague after 20 years still being there? Not many. Because after 5 years of this new generation change, you know. Yeah, they might be still in the business, maybe consulting, maybe not, but you're literally a last one to die after 20 years. But look, as you said, it's very easy for a best bar. Yes, it's very easy once you're the best bar. Now get there, get to be the best one, and that will be easy. but it's not easy to get there. You know, and also another very important thing is that now everyone wants to win something, win. But if you don't know what to do with that, there's no point to stress yourself out to win something. Because if you are award about a work you do, but then you don't have nothing concrete to benefit out of it. And when I say benefit, doesn't mean necessarily financial, but let's say you win an award for a best bar, for example, or whatever, for whatever reason. But then you're not capable to process all the eventual opportunity that comes to you. After 1 year, you lost so many trains that actually you're going backwards.
Right.
You know, if you're not capable to, if you haven't documented yet all the professional process of your bar for a year, you don't have material eventually to bang out a book or a consultancy or a new menu. So you win, but you're still there.
You're in the
struggling.
sixth place that you were before.
So it's not important to win. First of all, it's more important what to do eventually if you win something.
And when did you get this mindset? Like, this is this a wisdom you've always
I
had?
got this mindset from the first time we won something because we never cared about winning. So for us, we wanted to be there and do what we really wanted to do and what makes us happy. The first time we got the world's best bar in 2012, I said, what is this award? Do we really have to go? Because last year, 2011, we were number 4th, I think. It was Milk and Honey or PDT. Okay, let's go. You know? Yeah, congratulations, thank you very much. Life doesn't change, you know. Next day you go back to work. The year after, 2013, but look, Simone, they told us to go tonight, we must go, they already booked us a taxi. Do we really have to go? I mean, it's so nice to be at the bar at work. Why do I have to bother myself to go to an award? This was our mindset. Okay, let's go. Boom, took it again. And that the second time things start to change,
Okay.
because the phone start to ring, you know. So then I was at the bar, and in the hotel PR, there was an external agency doing PR for the hotel, and they were coming there every now and then for drinks, bringing journalists and so on. And we asked to Alexandra, do you think it's worth if myself and Alex, we could have a PR agent, a personal public relation agent to boost up what we do? Of course, because you have enough content to do it. And back then there were only 4 people in the four bartenders in the world who had a PR agent. It was Salvatore Calabrese, Simone and Alex, and Andy Pearson. So, and then just for curiosity, I wrote some of my friends in New York, bartenders, said, what do you think about a PR agent? No, I think it's no point. So everybody disagreed about it. Fine, we took the chance. With our tips, we were paying the PR agency. And that things took us to the moon. So second year, I said, okay, now we can use this momentum to make things happen. And from the second year, we were working every day at the bar. We had 2 days off, we had the holidays, we had some lieu days. So every extra 8 hours of work, you were getting an extra free day. So every year we were getting 40, 50 extra days. Imagine the amount of overtime we were doing. In Langham, we were starting at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we finished at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes we were going in the morning for interviews, so sleeping 3 hours, go back. Anyway, with these lieu days, I could work outside. And then basically I started to apply. My daily fee was equivalent of a monthly salary of the hotel, 1 day. So every month I was having 1 salary and at least 8 more daily fee equivalent of 8 salaries.
Fuck.
A month. Multiply for 4 years. To a moment that people in general thought Alex and I were actually the owners of the bar.
No.
Yeah, people were crazy. They thought. So imagine there was a manager at the door, So, hi, I'm looking for Simone. I said, Simone maybe is not here, or Simone is busy, or there's a queue, you can't get in. Well, I know the owner. Can I speak with Alex? So imagine also the type of social problem that you could generate and the envy into an hotel. We were employees of a company of 3,000 employees. We were a number, from the HR. We're two bartenders, period.
Is that what became the beginning of the end?
It wasn't the beginning, that was the beginning of something that has to be managed. No, the end, no, the end is not yet there. The end is when you die eventually. So second year, I said, okay. And then the third year of the event, of the award, I said, well, this must be the last year. So let's enjoy the second award, There must be someone else pushing. And then we start to win everything. All the New Orleans, the Tales of the Cocktails. So taking 4 awards in a night was like taking it all. So we call it the year of the brush, because we were brushing the awards.
You son of a bitch.
Year of the brush. Anyway, third year ceremony. Shall we go? I mean, at least let's go, because it was always in London. It was convenient.
London, yeah.
We were leaving the bar with the uniform, sometimes with a rag in here, go to the event, and then coming back afterward for work.
I have followed you to do this.
And then, so the third year, we go there, boom, again, Wolfsburg bar for the third times. Never happened before. Yes, and then 2015, I tell you what happened in 2015. So every month we were traveling for guest bartending, bar, show, whatever. And many hotels around the world invited artisans to do guest bartending, so we went. And then there was basically this Langham Hotel open and another artisan in Hong Kong back then, 2013, 14. Very similar, apparently, very similar with it. I never been there. And they said, well, you need to go to Hong Kong and to train the staff. And I said, no, this is our bar. We want to be here. Yeah. We made artisan. We don't want to go there.
We don't have another artisan, yeah.
Well, it was very greedy, but we were we really loved the place. And that's why it became successful, because we had 2 employees that really loved the place and put their soul, sweat, body, private life into it. That's true, Dario. No, we're not going to go. So, well, if the owners of the company tell you to go, you go, well, we're not going to go to the airport. I would never board the plane. So we never went there. And they got a little bit upset. Fine. 2015, Shangri-La invites Simone to do an artisan presentation inside of Shangri-La in Hong Kong. I've done it for all the hotel companies in the world, to be honest. You name them, I've been there. Presentation, guest bartending, cocktail artisan. And he comes for a drink, the general manager of Langham Hotel in Hong Kong. Oh, nice to meet you. I had a Negroni. Fine. Basically goes back to the hotel, report, employees of Langham Hotel promoting Langham Hotel artisan bar in another hotel next to our hotel, complete blah, 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 blah. And I've been doing that for 3 years, 5 years, fine. Go back home, London, go to the hotel, and they call me to the HR. Oh, Simone, the post, and you've been Instagram, the hotel, and blah, 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 conflict of interest. We're in conflict of interest. I've been doing this for 3 years. You realize now? We've been promoting your business, because no was your business, all over the world. You got a queue outside. 3rd time best bar in the world. What do you want? What I done something wrong or what? So they suspend me from work. I got suspended from work. And I took it as was a punch in the face. They made me feel guilty of something. They made me feel guilty of a success of the bar, kind of. That's what I felt.
That sucks.
I went to BCB Berlin Basho to promote artisan bar while suspended.
While suspended?
It was all agreed. I couldn't cancel the event in the BCB. I go back home. On the 8th was the day of the ceremony, of the 50 best ceremony, 2015. I got called back by HR for a kind of a hearing, hearing you say?
Yeah, like an internal court.
And eventually I would have been either readmitted, or most likely that's when they give you, that's your paper, go and fuck yourself, you're out of the company. By law, when you are called back for a hearing with HR, you can bring a representative of a union
And a witness, no?
or a colleague as a witness. Who did they took with me?
Alex.
The one and only Alex Certena. But I said, Alex, look, I got goosebumps because I remember that moment. I said, Alex, I don't know what they're gonna do because if they fire me, I'm gone. But I had 120 loo days to get paid.
120?
Yeah, it was around like £12,000.
Fuck.
You know, and that was already worth it. And I said, I don't want to give them the satisfaction to fuck me up. I'd rather fuck them up instead. So we go to a pub next door to the hotel with a few Pilsner Urkel, Alex's check. And then we send a message on the WhatsApp, guys, we're going now to the HR meeting and we don't know what's gonna happen, but I will be ready to give my notice before they try to fuck me up. I just want to let you know. And everybody said, well, Simone, if you resign, we resign. Simple as that. Take our CV. If you want to resign, you put your CV. You also put not CV, sorry, the resignation letter.
Yeah,
the notice.
The notice.
If you put your notice, you also can put our notice. So in 30 minutes,
The whole team.
they go to the office, everyone. They print out from the office of the hotel the notice, Alex included, put it in a folder in the jacket. We go to the office with HR. Myself, Alex, F&B manager, and the HR. Subject to conflict of interest. They asked me to show my conversation on the phone. Say, I'm not gonna show you my phone.
It's private.
What the fuck, you know? So I said, so, do you want to say something to us? Oh, yes. I'm totally crushed about the way you see me. I'm totally crushed the way you thought about our hard work and so on. That's my notice. This is Alex's notice. And this is Roman, Rudy, Balazs, Andrea, Jamie, Carl. It was nine of us. We fill up the desk with these A4 white printed paper sheets. So, probably British, the HR said, gentlemen, why don't we take 24 hours and we discuss about tomorrow? Because they readmitted me to the job. So there's no tomorrow. We gotta go now to the bar because the guys are busy. So that day we gave the 30 days notice. They readmitted me. We went to the bar. I was nervous as fuck. Went to be on the bar. I didn't have my uniform yet. No. We poured down shots of mezcal for all of us. Say, guys, today is our last day of the next 30 days of Artisan Bar. We had a shot, and Alex said to me, Simone, go home, relax. We're gonna see each other at the award of the ceremony, of the 50 best. And then we said, tonight we're gonna make history. Today we have made history, I said. I went home, took a shower, put the uniform. I meet Alex in the award, and we won for a 4 consecutive time the 50 best. And that night, we were meant to be happy, but we were sad as fuck because we gave the notice, not because we wanted it, but because they pissed us off incredibly. And despite the fact everyone was, cherish the 4 consecutive world's best bar for us. We said, what we did wrong to deserve this from a company, you know? But anyway, that was the beginning of the end, but not for us, for what we create over there. So anyway, what does it mean that treasure the people that work with you and the people that put their time, their belief in your space, because you won't get many of those in your life, in terms of colleagues that really believe and push 100%, no, 300%. So we did. So we create a monster, and then we killed it.
You just mentioned the team and the 300%.
Because I also said to the guys, if I resign tomorrow, I'm sorted because I have my things. But you guys, it's your only job here, and it was a well-paid job because of the tips. I mean, the overtime wasn't paid. You know?
Yeah.
Anyway, so just think about it twice because I know you are emotional, but you know, no, Simone, you leave, we leave. I said, are you sure? Yes, we're gonna go and print now the notice. So I was worried for them. You know?
But if you look at everyone on that team, everyone you mentioned, from Rudy to Rudy's now Amaro Montenegro. Jamie's now in Nobu in Dubai.
Yeah.
After
Balázs
being-
opened his own bar.
Balázs opened his own bar.
Andrea previously with Balázs and other partners in Australia, they opened maybe Sami.
Yes. Then we also have Roman. He's now with Celia and Michael in Barbary Coast. And
So whoever left Artisan left with a very strong bones to do something remarkable.
here's a question: do you think that the bartenders of this current generation seem to be more boring? I feel like the characters are now a little bit more tame.
I think we had more the desire. We had a desire of things, and it wasn't going through the phone. Our desire, because we had the phone, but there were not so many things linked to the social media, blah 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 blah. So back then, you still have to find a book or go to a bar show to see something. Now, on the phone.
I feel like back then people made bigger moves. They were just
Yes.
like they were taking bigger risks.
And also they were patient. So now everyone wants to. Very often we receive requests for like a consultancy things, something that we wouldn't do anyway. So and I always ask, why you contacted us for? Why you just? But because we want you to help us to be on the 50 best.
Yeah.
What the fuck? But seriously, is this what you really want? The first and most important award that I wish that every bar could win or would win is to finish your day of work, service, and be really happy and proud of what you just done in terms of a drink offer, in terms of a guest experience, because that's really difficult to achieve. And when the things happen, one day, second day, or every day, then you get strength, and you have a solid proofs to say, hey, we're doing something different here, and then the rest will come. For example, here at SIPS, we never flew in people. We never flew in. No journalists, no, nothing. We always been here with the door open, welcoming everyone. Every now and then, of course, you get journalists, you get colleagues, you get people that love to travel and see the bar. So ultimately, you gotta be, if you do something genuinely, believe in what you do, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of effort and work. There are some photos or video of us here. I see myself in the video. Say, "Fuck! Look at my face. How it is." You know, not sleeping enough, with the bags underneath here. I mean, you don't even look healthy. If it wasn't, it's not a healthy thing. And I said, well, this is eventually what it takes to make things happen. Ask the famous chef who've been successful, they never work 6 hours or 8 hours. Who am I to tell you need to work 15 hours? I would never say that, but most likely you will have to stay a little bit longer to sort out certain things.
You're working with Kainai, my gin flavor, all of these things. But I want to ask about Amaro Santoni.
Yes.
As part of Bar Talks, I always, because my partners for this is 3 Cents, lovely company by 3 bartenders back in Greece. I'm good friends of yours as well.
Yes.
But you also have a friend that you're doing Amaro Santoni with, Luca
Missaglia
Missaglia.
and the family of Santoni, the Santoni family in Tuscany.
So I didn't know any of that. I only knew about Luca. So tell me some more.
Well, Amaro Santoni is a project between a traditional liqueur family business in Tuscany, Santoni family. Luca and myself, we had the idea to come up with an Amaro, which was way more still inspired from what Italy is all about, but in a way more modern approach, less bitter, less sweet, more floral, lighter, that could be combined in all the varieties of drinks. Despite the fact I do international things, one thing that I really care about is what happened in Italy or in my country where I was born. And nowadays you find lots of things that are produced in Italy, but they're not Italian product. What does it mean? There are many companies or many brands that sell liqueurs, okay? Mm-hmm. They sell in the world the message of Italy. Beauty, blah, blah, blah.
Marketing.
but they are made in Italy, yeah. But the company is registered somewhere else. In Italy will not benefit a penny out of it. Only the third-party company that produce and bottle it will get paid for the work, for the items. But basically nothing goes to Italy. You don't create employment in Italy, and I said profits or the benefits will not go to Italy. You don't even pay tax in Italy. I mean, pay taxation in Italy is a pain in the ass.
It's a pain in the ass.
But ultimately, some people still believe that you can do it for a better,
How did you meet this family? How did this collaboration come together?
I collect vintage rhubarb liqueurs, not amaros or rhubarb. I collect vintage rhubarb alcohol infused product. They were mainly produced only for the Italian market.
I was gonna say I don't think I've heard of that.
No.
Such a niche.
No. The most famous can be Rabarbaro Zucca or Rabarbaro Santoni as well. But anyway, and out in 70 years, we have over like 100 brands of it. Anyway,
Rhubarb liqueur.
yeah, only for the Italian market. And I have some very old bottles from the late 50s from Santoni family. And I met Stefano Santoni. I said, I've got some of the bottles that your father did. I said, well, I don't even have them.
Wow.
Yeah. So we fell in love with this rhubarb romance, and we decided to do a modern rhubarb-based aperitivo. Funny enough, the founders of 3 Cents, they also distribute Amaro Santoni in Greece.
No way.
So, what goes around comes around, no? In terms of a connection. It's all about connections and friendships.
Not practiced. I didn't realize this.
No, it's true. And also, if you're around for more years, you get the chance to meet more people. And then suddenly, your bartender friends now is co-owners of a soft drinks or of a bar, and life goes on.
If there's anything I can say, it's easy to be an asshole to somebody when you're young and dumb and growing up. But 10 years later, maybe they'll be the one getting you a job or being a part of a collaboration or something along those lines.
Absolutely.
So just because you want to come into someone's bar and tell them that they're doing something wrong, or you want to bring your ego into it, just remember that they might be the thing standing between you, and remember that moment 10 years later.
I do remember all those moments, especially. Me, I do remember.
Listen. Everything I talk about is because I've fucked up. I've done it as well. I think it's a process. It's the you learn from. That's the way to go. I think that's it.
Thank you.
That was great.
I really enjoyed it. Thank you, Daniel.